My name is Pirie. I'm an Emeritus Professor of Design at the University of Edinburgh. SLICCs were developed at the University of Edinburgh in response to the university beginning to look at a future curriculum, so a 21st century curriculum which gave students the opportunity to develop aspects of their own learning from the beginning. So students were literally designing their own module, self-assessing and submitting a portfolio of evidence for that assessment. PebblePad was being used in the university already as the ePortfolio platform. What was really important for the SLICCs, because of this self-assessment aspect, is it was really important that the platform would enable tutors and instructors to provide feedback to the students in an interactive way. So the students would receive their feedback, but they would also respond inside the platform to the feedback they were given, so their instructors could see how they were reflecting on their learning. The challenge is in PebblePad that you have to design the pedagogic model, so it's not off the shelf. So that can be a bit daunting for instructors, but actually that's its strength, is that you design the way that the system will be used for your particular program. First of all, we had to approve the SLICCs framework as a legitimate model of education for the whole university. So step one was convincing colleagues that students would take this seriously, that students were capable of designing aspects of their own education, were capable of self-assessing, and would take the whole project or the whole proposal quite seriously. When students began submitting for their first assessments, they could see not only the volume of work that was produced, which was way more and above you would normally expect for 20 credits, and 20 credits in our case would have been a 1,500-word essay, and the students are now producing portfolios and videos and photo essays, survey evaluations, everything for the same 20 credits. But it was the quality of what the students were producing, the levels of engagement, and what the students were saying, how much they valued the learning that had taken place. The timing in terms of the feedback and the assessment is no different to a standard piece of coursework. What is different is that there's no teaching. The students manage everything. The students are doing all the work. The students, what was interesting for me was the students were genuinely reflecting on themselves as a person. They were learning as much about how they needed to learn, and we would have comments such as, the rest of my university course, the rest of my program I will now treat differently. I now understand more about myself and the way that I'm now going to engage with the rest of my studies. So these are end of first year students, so they're early in their undergraduate career. And it was that kind of self-realization about how they undertook learning and how they needed to organize themselves. In some cases, I need to be more organized, I need to be more efficient, and various things. So they were reflecting on the way that they learned as much as the subject matter they were engaging with. You're effectively teaching the students to be teachers, in a way. So you're expecting the students to design learning materials, to self-manage, manage their project, submit their project, having self-assessed it, and produce a reflective report, which then evidences in their portfolio, they can evidence why they gave themselves certain grades. So the analogy is you're training them to be an instructor. We can have anything from 150 to 350 students of a single cohort of students at the same level using the SLICC framework to manage their practice experiences that they do out with the hospitals. So the students undertake placement opportunities with the emergency services and professions allied to health as part of their studies. Prior to the SLICC, the medical students were undertaking these studies or these placements, but with no credit. So no credit was awarded, which naturally the students would think was a bit unfair, and so did the instructors. with the SLICC framework, it means we've been able to formalise those kinds of models and also the academic credit that goes with them.